What's good, everybody? It is Friday, July 15th. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Since June 20th, when we made it an official, every other brand takes the rest of the summer off day, we are, let me check my notes, 57 games north of 500. Freddie Bear in the chat said it. You know the motto for the show. We simply want to win more than we lose. 4 straight winning days this week. We narrow it down. So yesterday, again, solid 7-4 on straight picks. There is the early show. I cashed my 2, then early edge in 5. We were solid yet again as we continue to keep our head down. We don't listen to all the noise. But on a big Friday, on a big weekend, we know we're number one. How? Because we're there, but we need your help to really get there. I need you to go click the link that's in the show description right now. It's the 2022 People's Choice Podcast Awards. Go to the sports category. Then click on the early edge. It will take you 30 seconds, and we would greatly appreciate it. Now, my crew, you know every single day we grind, so look at the stars that I have assembled today. An embarrassment of riches. So we start, as always, live from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, the penthouse level. M Squared, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see a huge cast here. Chief wanted to join as well, feeling left out. Good morning, though. Happy to be here.
You know when it's an all-star cast, you got to have Chief involved. That's just the way it goes. Now, Andrew Gombas, have you ever been on a show with Chief before?
Never. It's an honor, and hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, I hope so too. Chief has his own everything. He is the early edge. Now, so is she. Allie. Bam! Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. I'm sad my dogs aren't here to say hello, but I'm glad Chief is.
I love those 2 little dogs. Every time you post the pic with them, and then you go, oh, and we cashed a ticket. I love how you do. All right. Those 2 little dogs. And he is the heartbeat of our show. And I think he's the reason that everybody that watches the early edge is having babies. Maestro, good morning, sir.
I don't know where to go with that, Coach. I had a great time in Nashville this week, hanging out with Noah and Mikey and Buckets. I learned some things. Did you know Buckets actually was an all-state javelin thrower, a preferred walk-on in the SEC, and he once threw a javelin 185 feet? Those are just some of the things I picked up on my trip to Nashville.
Thank you, Maestro. Thank you. Now that we wasted 15 seconds that we cannot get back. Buckets. Let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And you guys ask for it every single day. We're actually working on by next season to have this every single day at SportsLine. But for now, we only get him when he's on the show. M Squared, start us off.
All right, Coach. Really quiet day in terms of the weather. Only one real troubling spot. New York Mets on the road in Chicago, scheduled for a day game. They're definitely going to have to delay this one. I think it's going to be a long delay. Ends up being a night game. They could postpone it altogether, but my guess is we see a lengthy multiple-hour delay, and it ends up playing as a night game. As far as the boosts today, only 2, and they're pretty minor. Milwaukee still on the road, San Francisco, plus 10%. It is notable because you don't get boosts out there very often. We are projecting about 10% boost on home run hitting there in that one. And then Pitt on the road at Colorado. Standard deal here. They have a little bit of pop-up storms to worry about. Probably not going to hit, but if it does, we're talking 30 to 40-minute delay. Really strong hitting environment, plus 10% across the board.
All right. Keep an eye on that. You guys know it matters. Every little detail matters to cash as many tickets as possible. Now, speaking of cashing, when Yu Darvish is on the mound for the San Diego Padres, they are a very good squad. Allie, how good are they?
Yep. So the Padres are 13-2-3 in the first 5 innings when Darvish starts. And I think it's kind of interesting, especially today, because they are coming back from Colorado. But if we just look a couple weeks ago, they did come back from Colorado and play the Diamondbacks. And he started that first game of the series there and he got a win. So I think it's kind of an interesting position just because, I don't really love to bet teams that just played in Colorado. But I mean, based on what Darvish is doing, it's definitely something I'm considering today.
You're Damn right. And as always, follow her on social media because she's always either giving out picks, giving advice. That's where you can find her. All right, now, I can always count on my man, Larry Hartstein. If he's not grinding out on CBS Sports HQ or the Early Edge, he is grinding on the NFL season. Maestro, you're up.
Quick trivia question for the chat and for anyone here. Who would you say had the best offseason in the NFL? I'm going to make a case for a team that spent over $200 million, a team that had the worst third down defense in the league last season and addressed it in a serious way.
Oh,
Any
the Houston
thoughts?
Texans. The Houston Texans.
Texans?
No, I'm kidding. I'm completely kidding. Completely kidding.
I'm going to go with the LA Chargers. And I know you hate to see it as a Chiefs fan, and obviously the Chiefs are dealing with the Orlando Brown situation, which is not good heading into the season with your best offensive lineman in a dispute. But look who they added. Start with Khalil Mack opposite Joey Bosa. I mean, that is going to be an amazing edge rush. And then look at the secondary. J.C. Jackson led the league in interceptions the last 2 years. He's going to be opposite Asante Samuel. Then they add the slot corner, Bryce Callahan. Then at linebacker, Troy Reader, Kyle Van Noy. Up front, Sebastian Joseph Day from the Rams. Then the only piece they lost on offense was Jared Cook, and they signed Gerald Everett. How about Mike Williams, re-signing him? They have every single person back. How about drafting the best guard in the draft, Zion Johnson at number 17 overall? When you have a QB superstar on a rookie deal, which is cheap, you can afford to go for it, and that's what they're doing. They're saying we have a value in Justin Herbert, so we are going to unload. And wow, did they unload? They didn't really lose anyone of significance, so just very, very impressed with the Chargers offseason.
Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, just two examples of why people can't figure out that if you get a quarterback, you've got to do what Maestro just said. Because when they cash in, and they all cash in, that's when their teams go down. Look at it almost 100% of the time, almost all the time. Look at all the quarterbacks that get paid. Teams aren't very good. All right. Now, the world of MMA is growing. It's busy. You guys all know I work for the PFL. They just announced yesterday they're going to do PFL Europe next year. Love it. More money for me. Now, UFC, though, is this weekend. That's our focus. We're propping it up. So, Mr. Andrew Gombas, give us a little preview. What do you have today?
Yeah, so we've got UFC Long Island tomorrow. Your boy will be there in attendance. Early start time, 11 a.m. prelims, 2 p.m. main card, so don't miss that. Have a really exciting card. Main event, Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. Very important fight for the featherweight division. Cannot possibly be boring. Also have Misha Tate on the card. If she gets a victory here, this is her debut at 125. She'll be looking at a potential title shot versus Valentina Shevchenko. I'm really excited for this card. I love the New York cards. Speaking of, the UFC just announced they will be at Madison Square Garden again in November, so I'm already getting excited for that as well.
And I'm guessing you'll be walking through the hallowed halls of MSG just like you did last year, correct?
Of course,
correct.
Yeah. I love fights at Madison Square Garden. It really is a special feeling.
You know what? I just had an idea because I know the last time you went to a fight that you sent in a pic from the site. Could you? I know this is asking a lot. Could you send a pic in from the arena tomorrow? Could you do that?
I would love nothing more. I will be providing a pic from UBS Arena live and in the flesh.
That's what I'm talking about. That's being part of the crew. Thank you very much. Now, we're going 4 wide, so we don't have time for a site play today, but I can tell you this, that we've grown so big, we got to pay some of those bills. So before we get to our board, let's hear from one of our incredible partners. And we are back. All right, we've got a full board today, and I already told you, we have been on fire. But we like to break it down into days and weeks, and right now, every day this week has been a winner. Today will be no different. So, Mikey, you know my heart just beats a little bit faster when I get to do this. So let's start it off. You know the drill, son! Oh, it's going to be a busy weekend. UFC, Major League Baseball, it doesn't matter. We're cashing tickets, so Mikey, give it to me.
All right. I'm going to hit a tennis play today. It's going to be ATP Newport. This one is scheduled to start 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Should start on time. First match of the day there. We're going Andy Murray, -1.5 games against Bublik, -130 on DraftKings. Important to note, this is -1.5 games, not -1.5 sets. But I like Murray in the spot. He surprised a lot of people, really, when he took a wild card into this event. Not something you'd normally see at this point. But the reason for that, he's just outside 50 in ranking so far right now heading in to these major events. If he can continue to win and play over the next 3 weeks, he's going to be able to get a seed for the U.S. Open, and that is critical for him. It gets a lot better draw in those first and second round matchups, so you don't see that early second round exit like we did at Wimbledon. He is hungry, chasing points at this point as he's making his comeback. Look for him to be highly motivated here. I like him to beat Bublik, who I don't think is consistent enough against an opponent like Murray when Murray really wants to win this match. So we're going to take Murray -1.5 games, -130.
You guys ask for tennis plays all the time at SportsLine. Well, guess what? Today, you are welcome. But as always, tennis, golf, whatever you want, Mikey's got it for you at SportsLine. Become a member. If you're not a member already, what are you doing? We are growing faster than we can even keep up with. Now, Allie, I love it. When you make a play, then all of a sudden the number starts to move in our favor, which doesn't happen often, but it does today. You're up.
Okay, so my play for today is going to be Braves -0.5 run in the first 5, and that has actually moved to +105. And last night when I was looking, it was around -145, 150. So I'm definitely going to take that now. Ian Anderson, he won both of his starts versus the Nats this season, and then Patrick Corbin, he lost both of those games versus the Braves, and he just gave up 4 earned runs last week. And then earlier this season in April, he gave up 6 earned runs in 2.1 innings. And then the Braves are 10-3-4 behind Corbin. Or behind Anderson, sorry. And then the Nats are the worst team on the run or first 5 run line at home, and they are 36-54. And then they also only score an average of 2.23 runs in the first 5 innings, but they also allow their opponents 3.38, which is the most in the league. So I'm definitely going to go with the Braves today.
18 games under 500 in first 5 plays. 18 games. Levels, ladies and gentlemen, levels. All right, now I am fired up to get a pick tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. I need a pick today. Andrew Gombas, floor is yours.
Yeah, I like Dustin Jacoby at plus money in this 205-pound matchup. He has 6 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw in his last 7 fights. In a big cage, I think he's going to do a great job of dictating range. He's the better kickboxer. Da Un Jung kind of just plods forward and looks to land a big shot. I think Jacoby's going to outland him. I think Jacoby's going to clearly take this fight, and I think he should be a comfortable favorite. I was surprised at the line move this week. I don't agree with it, but it's put us in a situation where we could get a really good fighter at plus money against someone he should have a lot of technical advantages over.
And for those of you that are new to the show or new to MMA betting, a lot of what Andrew does, you got to pay attention all week, because when the lines come out on Sunday or Monday, we try to hammer those because they change so much. MMA is a different sport than everything else. That's why we got Andrew here. Thank you, Andrew, very much. Look forward to that pick for tomorrow. Now, somebody in the chat said, how is Coach doing so well? Is this beginner's luck or something like that? No. I listen. I get to sit with the best cappers in the world every single day. I listen. I take notes. I study, and then I listen some more, and that's why I've been on fire. It will continue today. 4-1 yesterday, and I've got 3 big plays for you today. We're going to go Orioles Rays over 7.5. I can't believe it was this low, to be honest, -105. Both teams playing great. The pitching matchup, conducive to runs. I think this is a solid 5-4, 6-5 type of game. We'll cash that ticket. Then the White Sox, they've been on fire. 6-2 in their last 8 games. They scored 12 runs last night, and I think they are a lock. We don't like to use the word locks. I think they should play very well today. How about that? Then one play from Vegas. If you were in Vegas, the Summer League has turned into such a big event from a betting perspective. The Nuggets, 2-3 nights ago, they cashed first. They're going to do it again. They're playing very well. They're playing very hard. Motivation is a big deal in the NBA Summer League. We'll go Nuggets plus 2.5, -113. Those are my 3 plays. All right. Maestro, as always, bring us home.
The Toronto Blue Jays were embarrassed last night, losing to basically the AAA Omaha Storm Chasers, otherwise known as the Royals, who had 10 players not available because of their vaccination status. And I think the Blue Jays bounce back. No way are we laying 345 in any baseball game because, of course, anything can happen. But look at this pitching matchup where you've got Greinke with a 7.46 ERA on the road going for the Royals against Alek Manoah with a 2.21 ERA at home. Already faced the Royals once this season, blanked them over 6 innings. Last season, another scoreless outing, has not given up a run to the Royals in his career as yet, and only coming back at -120 to record a win. I know it's tough to go back. I know the Blue Jays burned a lot of people yesterday who played them in a lot of different ways, but I think they bounce back tonight, get things in order, and just to record a win is -120.
So many different ways to bet a baseball game. We actually talked about it yesterday on the show, Maestro, and it's a perfect example of what we talk about all the time. A 360 favorite. Yeah, you don't give those out for a lot of reasons. But what would happen yesterday? The run line was -190, and you would have lost that too. Wow. Got to listen, got to pay attention. Maestro, thank you very much. All right. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler on the ones and the twos. Mikey, a rare tennis play with Andy Murray after Wimbledon. I love it. Allie, Bam, we're going to Braves first 5 at -0.5 plus 105. Then the Maestro on Alek Manoah to record a win against Kansas City. This should happen. It should happen. And if you're going to cash with me, you're going to do it with these 3 games. Orioles raise over, White Sox money line, and the Nuggets in the Summer League plus 2.5. And then Mr. Gombas has Dustin Jacoby at plus 110. And finally, as always, the man who runs the brand and essentially runs SportsLine too, jeweler, show your face. What's up, big boy?
Well, I don't know about running SportsLine, but I do what I can over on this YouTube channel. Coach, I don't know if you've ever mentioned this, but did you play basketball in college? I don't think you've ever mentioned it before.
I did. Yeah, I actually did. Thank you for asking.
Okay, so you're familiar with the concept of a heat check, all right? Because that's what we're going to do right here. Yeah. We're going to tell you with Orioles raise over 7.5 as one leg of the gym. And then just like Maestro said, let's just take the Blue Jays and the bounce back. For sure, they beat this AAA team, right? So put those two together.
Yeah.
Your hometown AAA team, I think. Plus 150 for the Jewelers Gym.
I was embarrassed that we won that game last night, to be honest with you. It was just embarrassing. All the way around. You know, you always can tell, too, what people are betting when Twitter goes silent on a game. Everybody was riding the Blue Jays somehow last night. Every game. Jeweler, you are the man. Thank you very much. Love the gym. All right. It's a busy, busy weekend. But for those of you that are not here every single day, we are here every single day. We have been since December 2020. We grind. We grind for you. And also, we have a second show every single weekday. We'll be here today at 4 p.m. Eastern time, early edge in 5. More storylines, more best bets for the night in sports. So, with that being said, and yes, Big Cheesy, this was a tip of the cap to my man DeAndre Ayton, making history yesterday, the largest offer sheet in the history of the NBA. But alas, the Pacers will not get him. He's going back to Phoenix. So, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. M Square, Maestro, Alabama, Mr. Gombas, and of course, Jeweler on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Tell all your friends you want to have fun, you want to smile a little bit, you want to start your day off right. There's only one place. It's right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.